Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hunter's Real World, a podcast where we just sit around, chat, and have a good time. I'm your host, Hunter Karen, and today I'm once again joined by Juho Luomala, aka Lego Animation 6370, and special guest star today, Twid Animations. Sorry, I should have looked at the channel name before I started this, but it's all good. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm doing good.
I notice we're all in different time zones right now. It is currently 7:53 in the morning for me. What time is it for you guys right now?
It is 7:53 p.m. at night right now.
Man.
Almost 4 p.m. here.
Alright. Well, Twid, you are, the reason we have you on the show today is because you are also a stop-motion animator. And, yesterday, before we decided to do this, I actually looked at a couple of your videos, and I can just confidently say your animation skills are almost one-to-one with Juho's style of stuff. I watched a Lego bridge collapse video, and I was just blown away by how similar you guys' style is. Of course, both of you spend a lot of time on certain videos like that, which makes me feel like I gotta put more time and effort into my stuff, because my videos look just a little bit janky.
I mean, there's a advantage and disadvantage to that. I would say the main advantage is like, yeah, your quality of content gets better if you spend more time on it, but you pump out less content. Like, I haven't uploaded in a year.
That's what I noticed as well.
I've been really busy with school. Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. I mean, focusing on life is it's a really better source than well, you have a hobby, but sometimes life can get in the way and it can push your hobby aside. Like, one example, I'm on a Discord server called the Jack G Animation server. Jack G Animations is a channel where they make animations about sinking ships throughout history, like Titanic, the Lusitania, and he made an analog horror series back in 2024, and he was thinking about rebooting the series, and then he just went quiet on us on the Discord server. He didn't give us an update until about 2 weeks ago, saying that he was focusing on life and stuff. So he went quiet for almost 2 years without giving us an update, but it was really nice to hear that he was mainly focusing on real life and wanting to spend less time on the computer, because he also does animations for 2 other major channels. So, yeah, just one example of that.
Speaking about the quality of videos and the upload time of them, I wish to drop down a notch on quality and make more animations, but I really can't, because I don't know how to make lower quality animations anymore. I don't know how I could make them so much in early days. I was on a filming spree back then. Now it's very slow. It's very slow.
Yeah, I noticed you showed me the preview to your upcoming video, Lego Lemonade Stand Massacre, and I'm always surprised by the quality of your videos, but I can understand when you get more used to doing things in higher quality and smoother animation, you tend to forget how you did it before, and it's really hard to try and step back a bit when you're so focused on very minute details and body language.
Yes, and I actually hate that a little bit, because when I get ideas for videos that sound very simple on paper, but when I start making them, they blow out to be way more complicated than they deserve to be, and that's very annoying. It's a hard skill to learn to make things more simple and not. I know it makes videos look better if you spend more time of them. That's a fact, but I wish I could animate a little more clunkier, if that makes sense.
Yeah, make things a little more janky like older stop motion films.
Yes, I wish I could animate like it was year 2008.
Sometimes I wish I put more quality into my stuff, but I feel like the way I'm animating right now, I kind of, there's a bit of a trademark with that and a way that makes your videos stand out from others because people can kind of differentiate by different quality who the animator could be. At least in my opinion. Twid, what about you? The quality of your videos is pretty good. I also watched the 1984 video. I still got to read that novel. Kind of
Oh
understood a
yeah,
little bit what was going on.
yeah. That was for school project. That one was a little bit rushed, but I mean I'm still quite happy with it. But I would say when it came to recreating Yuho's Lego tunnel disaster, I can't lie, it was quite difficult because like I have to look at it frame by frame just to see, how he does this, how he does that. He knows I DM'd him a bunch of times asking him, "Hey, what lens did you use for this? How many hours did it take you to film this one shot?" And a whole bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah, I noticed that watching the video. I just thought almost this is almost frame by frame accurate to the tunnel disaster video. And also, I just realized I've been saying your name wrong. Yuho? Is that how you said it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got that now. One topic I'd like to get into right now. Before we started recording, I gave you guys some homework. I posted in the DMs a film that I made several months ago that recently just got selected to a film festival. Have you both watched that yet?
Yes.
Yes,
Alright, well, I'd like to hear you guys' notes on it. Starting with you, Twid.
Well, I think the green screen is actually pretty great, and it's quite unique to see that this is all in space. That kind of stuff with Lego stop motion is not very common to have like spacecraft flying around and almost Star Wars like battles. I think that was really really cool.
Yeah, one secret I have about that, only about a third or less of the actual film is in regular stop motion. The rest with just the ships flying around, those are all still images that I just keyed across the screen in Adobe Premiere Pro. And I'll get more into that. Yuho, what was your kind of thoughts on that?
well, I start with positive ones and then some negative ones. But yeah, I really like the film. The music suited it very well and followed the action very closely. I really like space battles with Legos. They are goes hand in hand together. Yeah, the green screening of small spaceships must have been tedious job for sure. But about the green screens, I think if there was a little bit of more lens blur on different elements, like in the background, foreground, and middle ground, and on some ships, it might have solved the illusion better if there was a little bit blur on some parts, because now mostly everything was sharp, and that like took away the immersion of some shots.
Oh, yeah, I see.
But but I understand the shoestring budget on these films, but it solved the idea and the battle in space. It was great.
Yeah, that's personally one of my favorite films that I made so far. So story about that. In my high school audio video class, we always have a final project where we gotta spend the entire year working on a short film that at the end we had the option to submit to a film festival. And the main project that I was making was actually a 19-minute long live action drama that it's not published on YouTube because it's kind of got a personal family story that they didn't want me to publish, so only select people have gotten to see it, especially people in my family. But realizing that I have so much free time in that class, I just decided, let's just make 2 more films that we can try submitting to the same festival. So I made a 12-minute documentary about one job that I have at my local football stadium where I work cameras for high school games. And then I made that Mars film. And I started that in October, just taking different angled photos of the ships throughout. And really, I didn't start fully editing it until sometime in December. And I only had until February before we were done with that class for the year. So once it got down to January, I was kind of devoting most of my time in class to working on it. Of course, getting graded projects out of the way beforehand. But one thing about this film was that the software I was using, we were using Adobe Premiere Pro on school computers, and I was adding so many layers and kind of glow effects to stuff that the software crashed multiple times while working on this. So I was worried that the film wouldn't come out the way I wanted to, because since it was crashing, I was worried there was going to be a hidden glitch somewhere. And I literally worked until the last day of that class to get that film done. And I'm just surprised by how clean most of it came out to be.
Yeah, you did all the compositioning with Premiere Pro, yes?
Yeah. And After Effects
Yes.
for a couple of shots.
Yeah. In After Effects, you can, if you have a lot of things moving and going on the screen, I usually go as far as my computer can, and then I render the clip and then add more stuff onto it. Because if you add too much things, the computer will catch on fire. That's I have
Well,
experience with that. Yeah.
That's okay. The computer I was using, it was mostly low on storage space, so my teacher had to go in and delete previous student years, like students from like 2 years ago who still had projects saved on there that weren't there anymore. So we had to do that, and I had to constantly keep plugging in a 1 terabyte drive to just add a bit extra space for it. So a lot of tedious issues I ran into in the rendering process.
Well, I had quite a similar issue. I think you might remember this. I remember asking him because, well, we have similar projects. The Lego Bridge Collapse, Lego Tunnel Disaster. They're around the same length, and I would assume have similar editing. I put in a whole bunch of audio files, and randomly the software started crashing and kind of coughing up a bunch. It would just freeze, crash. I lose like an hour of progress, get frustrated, and I tried to find a bunch of fixes. But now I definitely know what that fix was. It was most definitely because I didn't convert a bunch of sound files into .wav. They were all as MP4s, so yeah, my computer couldn't take it.
That was the easiest part working on the Mars short film, was that there was only one audio file the entire time. And I have gotten comments on that video. Is there ever gonna be a sound effect dialogue version? And I think at some point, if I get Premiere Pro personally, I think I will re-upload that film, but spend so much time editing so many Foley effects and even some dialogue, keeping the music. That way you have 2 versions. You have the what I call the Fantasia version of it, because it's just music and animation, but then you also have the full-on cinematic experience where you've got sound effects and stereo sound and even just a little bit of dialogue. So I think at some point in the future, yeah, I will remake it with real sound effects and dialogue.
Yeah, go for it. I think that sounds a great plan for the film, because I thought it was quite lacking in some parts that I would like to hear some. It works great just with the Fantasia version, like you said. But yeah, the other version could be a nice addition.
Yeah. And also to kind of play favors to both sides who prefer either just music or a full-on cinematic experience. So
Little suggestion for that though. There's like the scene nearing the end where the spacecrafts just they blow up and you have a shot like in space. I have a little suggestion. You could do something like in Project Hail Mary when they have the view outside of the ship, the audio is just flat. There's no audio. 'Cause
oh
in
yeah,
space,
that scene.
sound doesn't travel through space.
So yeah, mostly like maybe don't even add explosions, just let the music do the work.
Yeah, that could work.
Sounds like a good idea. Like when that satellite ship is starting to fire the lasers, suddenly all the sound effects just go flat. You know, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Thank you for that.
Any
I get
updated studio tours for any of you guys?
studio tours.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't really done that for my own channel. Because my studio setup's pretty basic. It's just a table with a green screen cloth over it and just Legos unneatly stacked in places. And then just one baseboard to work
see.
with. I don't usually make big sets. Everything's just done on a one baseboard. I like to do a lot of close-up shots for things, but not build full scenery for it.
Yeah, it takes a while to build full sets, and demolishing them is like it's so heartbreaking. You spend so much time building your set, and then you got to break it all apart.
Not to mention, I only have 5 colors of Legos, mostly. It's usually gray, dark gray, white, black, brown, beige, maybe some red and blue. Then again, I don't really buy a lot of Lego sets anymore. I just mainly buy Lego in bulk for more interior sets.
Yeah, me neither. I don't usually buy sets these days. I just find just pieces that I want for my sets and just build with them. But actually, I have a funny story about second-hand bricks that I stumbled across in my home city here. Um, uh, it was the same store that I found that old Lego set that I put the image of it, the Legoland airport set.
Oh yeah.
That that second-hand store was also selling used Lego bricks, 10 euros, one pack of them. And when I went inside, I was expecting to see a bunch of kids buying them, but they were all adults.
Hmm.
Yeah, bunch of adults were just searching Lego pieces there, and I feel bad for the kids that want to buy Lego bricks like so, but there are many, many Lego builders, adult Lego builders in my city that like to just buy Legos like that and make their own own buildings with them. Yeah, and it's quite funny to think about.
In my city, I'm sorry to say this, we have a bricks and minifig store that I used to shop at a lot, but things started getting too expensive, so now every couple of weeks my mom takes me to this donation center where they just have a giant bin of used Legos that you can just pick out whatever pieces you want, anything unique that's in there, and just get a whole pack of them for like $7. No, a whole bin of them. A whole I
Wow.
guess quart-sized tub for just $7 or $8. So I've started getting my bulk pieces there.
Well, whenever I visit the US, yeah, bricks and minifigs is definitely a number one. I really like the minifig section because they have a well, I don't know how it is in every fig store, but I normally go to the ones in Irvine or near LA, and it's always just a fixed price for the heads. It's like $1 for each head, and I just grab all the facial expressions I need.
Yeah, sometimes I do go back up there and get a few minifigures, like go through their bin and try to make unique characters. That's actually where I made my own version of Raimo for the ending of the Demon of Old Andy Bridge. wish I could have gotten the specific gnome face for Raimo, but I can't even get it online. It's just I don't know how eBay works, and I can't even use the one website where they definitely sell it on. So I just had to resort to using an older face with a beard on it, but not as friendly looking of a face as Raimo's character.
I'm not sure if Raimo's head is the only one used in Lego minifigures series. I haven't seen this head on some other Lego sets. I think it's in that sense quite rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it series 10? Which one was it? It was quite old now, I think.
Yes, Raimo is in series 4.
Oh, that's a while back. Funny enough, my avatar character that you see kind of in the profile picture, um, that figure in itself I've been using for about, I almost want to say for about 8 years now. Um,
Wow.
Basically, several years ago, my mom got me a old-fashioned Marty McFly figure from Back to the Future, and used the figure for a little while, and then decided to start using the head for my character. So, in most of my videos up until sometime last year, I've just been using the older version of the Marty McFly head. But because of how much I've been using it, the paint on the faces started to wear away. So I had to start getting more flesh-colored faces and making more varieties of my own character.
Yeah, that's something I noticed in your film. You use the different skin tone figures, whereas I use just the yellow.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to add just a little bit of diversity in Lego films, but also sticking with the yellow color is an old. It's a good old-fashioned trend it's pretty simple to use, yeah.
Yeah.
But most of my films, because of certain Lego sets I'd be getting, like from Jurassic World or something, I'd always have a certain number of flesh-colored characters that I have access to.
I just want to say that I like to keep strictly on just yellow Lego heads. I don't want the flesh ones because I want to maintain the older style in my videos.
I mainly use the flesh color to make my films a bit more realistic, like the Godzilla movie I'm working on. Yes, I use the word realistic and Godzilla, but especially with Lego. But the writing style I have for this Godzilla film I've been working on since 2022, it's it's mostly political realism, but I guess also with that tone you gotta have at least some flesh color characters to maintain that realism, even though most of the characters in that are yellow. And I actually just started working on part 7 of the film. I at least wanted to get maybe 2 more parts out of the way this year, because there's only going to be 10 total parts in this movie I'm working on. I guess one topic I want to get into now, Twid, since you're a guest star in today's episode, I kind of want to learn, how did you start with stop motion animation? Like, where are your humble beginnings with that?
Well, that's a good question. Back in grade 4 of school, they started offering this after school activity, which was, well, stop motion animation. And the teacher introduced us to the basics of stop motion with the mobile app. I think it's Stop Motion Studio, I believe is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just began with like whiteboard and Play-Doh or plasticine and whatever. But I started thinking, because me and my best friend were in the ASA at the time, and we were thinking, hey, maybe we should try this with Legos. And yeah, we enjoyed doing it with Legos. Like he'd come to my house maybe every weekend, and we make Lego films. And this was during COVID, so by the end of COVID, my friend wasn't that interested anymore, but I continued, and I started using my sister's old camera instead of my phone, and yeah, that's kind of where it started taking off after that.
I still use a phone for my stop motion. I can start using my real camera, but I'd have to invest a lot in SD cards, especially for all the stop motion involved. So I think at some
True.
point I might slowly shift over from using a phone.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't just like an overnight thing. I mean, at the time when I got my sister's camera, I was like I had no idea how to use the camera. So like a real camera.
Yeah, it definitely takes time to get used to something like that, especially when you're dealing with stop motion on a very professional level, such as making sure lighting and white balance is continuous throughout your entire shoot. And then coming down to exporting every single image. Anyways, so before we actually started recording the podcast, Yuho and I got into a conversation about I have an internship at a television studio I only live about 20 minutes away from. Recently I've started getting paid for it, and I kind of want to talk about the various kind of jobs that I work at that studio. I am a cameraman for I do camera work for a Spanish news channel that operates here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And that's it's a fun job. There are times where they do panel interviews toward the end of the show, which is about 30 minutes of sticking to one camera, so most of the time I'm just kind of sitting there waiting for it all to end. But other jobs I work there, I mainly do whatever somebody asks me to do. Like on Thursday, just 2 days ago, we were filming something for the American Heart Association. They were filming for the Kids Heart Healthy Challenge for elementary schools, and they had two spokespersons that were doing kind of I guess instructional videos we had to record. So the job that I had for that was they handed me a timesheet, and I had to write down what scene and what take we were filming, write down the time code when we started filming, and write down notes kind of letting the director know what take worked better than the other. So I just worked as a scene coordinator for that whole session. And also, a few weeks ago, I've shot behind-the-scenes footage for, I worked behind the scenes for a podcast show that one channel has started picking up on. And I also worked behind the scenes for a PBS show that they were filming called Fit to Stitch. The season that we filmed, it's gonna air sometime this coming January, so yeah, I guess viewers in the United States will look out for that if you have grandparents that still watch PBS.
Oh man, congratulations. That's great, man.
Thank you. Funny enough how I got the job, I was at a graduation party back in May, just a few days before we graduated, and there was one friend I knew there whose mom was also there enjoying the party with all the other adults, and she's what we call a PTA parent. The PTA is the Parent-Teacher Association, where parents and teachers just come together in meetings to discuss what changes we can make in school and how we can like raise funds for our students. So she's a PTA parent. And she was sitting down having a conversation with me, asking, what are your plans for after high school and college? Like, what do you want to be? So I told her I wanted to go into the film and media industry. And then she brought up, I actually went to school with a guy who now works at a television studio. If you want me to reach out to him and tell him about you and let you reach out to him discussing internships. So she contacted him, and then he said I could email him, so I sent him an email. About a week and a half after graduation, I show up to the television studio for an interview, and I'm just amazed by the location of this studio. It's in a big building. There's actually 2 studios set up. The one I work for, it's called CRM Studios. They also have another one there called Mercury Studios, where they actually filmed the 1980s RoboCop there, and Chuck Norris's Walker, Texas Ranger. That was filmed there as well. And the building was also owned by a conservative podcaster named Glenn Beck, who started up a social company called Blaze Media. So there's like multiple different companies in this one studio, and we just kind of share the building. And what I really love about the building is the kind of there's also a lot of film props that they have stored there. But one that I can immediately bring up is as soon as you walk in the main building, they have a prop lifeboat that was I need to find the image real quick. They have a lifeboat hanging up in the lobby that I believe was used in the 1997 Titanic movie. So this right here. And I'm pretty sure it was from James Cameron's Titanic, because I can't think of any other Titanic movie from recent years that's had a lifeboat like that. If it was from A Night to Remember, it would be a lot more rotted right now. But yeah, that's kind of what I do there at the studio.
It's really great to hear that you have such a nice job to work at. It's funny how if you just how one thing leads to another, like you said, you just had a conversation what you want to do in the future, and then that led to another thing, and then you landed this job. And that's funny how things work like that you just have to be in the right place at the right time, and a little luck.
Yeah, sometimes I think I'm too lucky at times. Like, there are times where I just wonder, how did I get to where I am with the littlest effort that I've had? And my dad always tells me, never question your luck, just go with it. So I feel like that's just what I've been doing all summer, because, oh boy, I could get into a whole new conversation about a different kind of gig that I've been doing over the summer, if you guys want to hear about it.
I don't mind.
Sure.
Alright, so shortly after I graduated in early June, I noticed that in the area I lived in, they started filming TV shows, and they were looking for background extras. So, with 4 years of theater experience from high school, I decided, you know what? Let's just try it out. Let's just see what being a background extra is about. So, I'm not going to name the show that we were filming, because these two things that I was a part of are for the same show, so I won't try not to spoil anything. But the first thing we were filming at was a college campus over in Dallas, Texas, which was about a 30-40 minute drive from where I lived. And we were shooting literally on the campus. When I first arrived there, I had no idea where I needed to go, because in the email it said something about boys' dorm. And at first I thought, well, do I need to show up at a boys' dorm building? I show up to the campus and there's like 8 different buildings with dorm rooms, so I'm like, where the hell do I need to go? So I park next to a bunch of catering trucks where they're making food and stuff for the cast members, so I asked them, where do I need to be for background extras? So I literally had to hop on a charter bus to drive deeper into the campus to show up at an indoor football field where all the extras were set up. There were dining tables, dressing rooms, costume closets. So got in there, and basically the boys' dorm thing in the email, that's the scene that I was a part of. So usually how being a background extra works is sometimes they'll have multiple different scenes they're doing in the area, so you'll be split up into different groups. And there's a lot of waiting around, because I got there at around noon, and we didn't shoot the scene that I was in until around 6 o'clock in the evening. So, had to occupy myself, talk to people, sit down and read a book, or just play around on my phone. And we finally get to shooting the scene, and we only spend about an hour filming it because it was a very, very quick shot. We were handed fake studio money, various duffel bags, because apparently in the scene we were dropping off laundry to a money laundering business. So we got that out of the way quickly, and then they just dismissed us to go home. But then I ran into one problem because I parked in a strange area next to a bunch of catering trucks, and I was bussed over to the location. I had no idea where I was parked. Mind you, this is like 7 o'clock in the evening, the sun is going down, this campus is cleared out for the summer, so it's empty and it's dark, so I had to wander around aimlessly for over 30 minutes, low phone battery, trying to find my car. And finally I find it, so then I just pushed through the 40-minute drive home, and it was fun shooting, even though we only spent about an hour of time working on it. But then it comes down to the most recent background extra role I worked on. So back in late July, we were told that they were doing a scene where they were shooting a teen rave party. Just, you know what a rave is. There's strobe lights, loud techno music, people dancing erratically. So it was also the season finale for the show that they were filming, so they needed a lot of background extras for it. So I decided to sign up for that and drive out to the location. This location was an hour and a half away from home, and they were shooting for 4 nights. And since this is a nightly rave, we had to do these shoots overnight, throughout the entire night. So I show up to this ranch in the middle of nowhere where they apparently have a stage and all these tents for background extras in. And I did quite a bit of networking at this event. But first night it was kind of simple. They just needed to film a couple of exterior, like a couple of wide shots of the party, drones flying in the air to get aerial shots. So most of that night was mainly just us dancing around to live music. And then at the very end, they had rainmakers, so they just poured a bunch of cold water on us to kind of boost us awake. Even though it was a part of a scene, they boosted us awake so that we could make the drive home. After the first night, I was struggling to drive back home because I had stayed awake the whole night, and as soon as I got home, I just crashed straight into bed. I couldn't do it. I could have shown up for another filming that evening, but I was just too tired to do it, so I skipped that day. So a couple of days later, they're on to day 3 of filming the event. That one I show up for, and there is a lot more technical things that they were working with. We spent half the night rehearsing a scene where the party basically gets shut down by the police. We're all dancing, and they're spraying water on us. They've got all this bubble foam that they're spraying on everybody. Suddenly, less than 50 feet away from all of the background extras, they shoot off fireworks on the ground. Like big explosions next to us and everything. So then we had to run away in different waves as police officers started rushing onto the set to arrest people. And to make things even more crazy, they had a helicopter flying very low, less than 100 feet off the ground. And we rehearsed this the whole night and finally did 4 takes of it with the helicopter. It was the most awesome thing I have ever had to experience with that kind of stuff. I've never been that close to fireworks. I've never had to deal with a helicopter flying just feet above me with the spotlight on and everything. So it was it was worth it to stay up all night for that.
What a crazy background extra job.
They
I
pay very
wonder
well too.
how. Oh, that's nice because I was just about to ask because that sounds like a long days and very very struggling to keep awake.
Hmm.
But I wonder what's the safety procedures for such a big big shots like that. That there's fireworks going off nearby and helicopter flying very close. There must be big like safety measure for that
So I'll
from
explain
the
that.
production.
Um, before they actually shot the fireworks, the director warned us all, like, hey, we're gonna be shooting off pyrotechnics very close to you guys. Um, we have a barrier, an invisible barrier. Basically, you guys cannot step off the stage. If you're running away, don't step off stage to your right. Otherwise, you will be hit by fireworks. So just stay on the stage and run away. The helicopter, on the other hand, that guy was a skilled pilot, and I'll throw in this fun fact. The same guy who piloted the helicopter piloted another helicopter for them to film The Odyssey.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we had basically had a celebrity helicopter pilot because he also shot the recent Odyssey movie that came out. Surprisingly, I can't really remember most of the safety measures that were involved. Um, I know they said something about they kept reminding us to drink water because it was hot those nights, and we were doing a lot of moving around, and it was very late. So they just kept reminding us to stay hydrated. And when we kept running through the crowd, they just made sure like don't trip anybody up. Just make sure you're a good distance apart from each other. And just have fun with it. Just you can be over the top and everything. You can just do what your heart desires. So I had a lot of fun with that. And yeah, the pay was very good. They paid $200 a night for that event. Plus
Damn.
plus extra pay because the first night there was lightning in the area, so they had to delay filming. So because of that, they had to pay us extra for that because of delays. So I probably got about $500 from just 2 nights of shooting.
Sounds like a time well spent.
Yeah, they film a lot of shows in this area, so whenever they're filming again, I'm definitely going to sign up as another background extra because the pay is good, but it also gives me a chance to see how filming works on a professional level. Because I did get to observe a lot of good stuff while they were filming, especially my first time on the college campus.
Well, I do have a question about like you mentioned that you guys are filming like the whole night, so you're just on set for like hours and hours, right?
Yeah, right. First night,
So,
yeah.
well, if somebody needs to like go to the bathroom, you have like that many extras. Do they just like allow you, or is there like a dedicated time you have to go to the bathroom, or like eat a snack, or take
So,
a break, or something?
bathroom breaks, they just tell the background extras if you need to reuse the restroom, just find one of our staff members and remind them because it's not like we were actually filming the entire night. There was a lot of downtime. Most of the time was just us kind of standing around and talking to other people, so there were plenty of times to go and use the bathroom. Snack breaks, on the other hand, if we were shooting for a long period of time, they would ask how many people need to eat. So then they just dismiss us by certain groups to go and eat food before we hop back on set.
I see.
The second night that I was there, we started filming at around 9 p.m. and we didn't stop filming until almost 4 a.m. That's how long of a night it was for me.
That's crazy. That's yeah. You were there for about 7 hours.
Yeah. I mean, good pay, and it was really fun because there were times where while other directors are talking about the shots that they filmed, they'd actually play music for us and it become a real party. I mean, I remember one part where we're all singing Purple Rain, Purple Rain. Just It was really fun. I didn't get to see any celebrities though, because the show we were filming did have one very prominent actor that was acting in it, but I'm not spoiling the show, so I'm not gonna say his name. But I didn't see him at all. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I know I took the mic for a long time.
No problem.
Uh,
Well, I mean, what are you guys' like thoughts on, let's say, recent Lego sets? That's something we all have in common.
I haven't really been buying any Lego sets. I wanted to get the Project Hail Mary one, mainly to recreate a scene in stop motion, but I might be saving up some more money for that.
I haven't checked out the new sets that are coming up. I need to look them up.
Kind of, I brought up the Odyssey earlier because of the helicopter pilot. Have you guys seen that movie yet?
No, I haven't actually.
I saw it a couple days after it came out. It was pretty good. I only saw it on standard format. I've already got my ticket booked for an IMAX 70mm screening. And because of the high demand of the movie, I can't see it in that format until late September.
Wow, that's still quite a while from now.
Yeah, well, at least I've seen the movie, so whatever spoilers I see online, I already know about it. And also, it's the Odyssey. There's not really anything to spoil about it unless you haven't read the story. We've had a very interesting run from movies lately.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the Backrooms or the Obsession yet, but I need to watch those because they grew large.
I've seen Backrooms twice. Haven't seen Obsession. I'm kind of scared to watch that movie. But
It's a little bit gory. I'll warn you that.
yeah, I know that. I'm
Like,
just more of the existential feeling of whatever that character decided. Because I know just bits and pieces about it. I think one film that I all of a sudden cannot wait to go see is Prime Time. It's an A24 movie that just released its trailer a couple days ago. Robert Pattinson stars as it's based on a true story. Robert Pattinson stars as a TV show host named Chris Hansen, who hosted a primetime show called To Catch a Predator, which was basically about it was basically about people luring in child predators to expose them to the world, such as like catfishing them online and luring them into these places just for them to get caught. So the movie is about the rise and fall of that show because the show got canceled abruptly because they were chasing down a politician and it ended with that guy committing suicide. So they had to just cancel the show because of that.
well, speaking about movies, I'm looking forward coming this fall the Leica Studios' new stop motion film, The Wildwood. I'm
Oh
looking
yeah.
forward for it. That looks like it will be a big experience. I can't wait to see it.
I can
Wait,
already
as in like fully stop motion?
I think it's fully stop motion.
mind
I
you, it
gotta
looks
Google
like
this.
it looks like it has a lot of CGI backgrounds, but the characters themselves and most of the sets they're on, that looks like it's all stop motion.
Yeah, the backgrounds, yeah, they must have used some CGI in them, but yeah, the characters and most of the sets what I've seen behind the scenes shots of that film looks authentic and very large scale.
I haven't really watched a lot of Leica studio films. I have seen the movie Coraline when I was younger, scared the crap out of me. But other films like Missing Link or The Box Trolls or Paranorman, I think I might want to sit down and watch those films because their style of stop motion is one of the most unique in my opinion because they deal almost entirely with puppets. There's no true claymation involved. They have all these 3D printed faces and stuff, which kind of makes it more it kind of makes it more lively because it feels like you're watching a CG animated film, but you know that all these characters are real in some way.
Oh, I just googled it. Oh, this looks really cool. The lighting is actually incredible for this film.
I can
And the
sense
trailer,
a I can sense a
yeah,
best animated picture nomination at the Academy Awards with this movie.
yes, and the trailer that came to YouTube, it blew up. It got tons of millions of views, and that's a clear indication that people are eager to watch this film in the age of AI slop.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention it's an original story that's not made by Disney or DreamWorks.
Damn right.
I'm kind of I was thinking about this last night. I wonder what the Academy Awards is going to look like this year. Animated films this year, I'm not sure there's a lot of competition involved. Toy Story 5 was an okay film. I already know the Academy is going to give it a nomination, but I don't see it as winning Best Picture, at least in the animated category. And seeing the Wildwood trailer, I am almost confident, even before the movies come out, that it has a chance. The other films that have come out this year, I'm really interested to see what's going to get nominated and what will not. Project Hail Mary, I already know, could potentially be nominated for Best Picture due to all of the positive reviews about it and so many different elements to it as well. But I know other films out there that are lesser known that have come out. They could also blow up at the Academy as well.
I was sensing the new Spider-Man movie that came out recently.
That film could be nominated Best Visual Effects, but usually Marvel movies, that's really the only nominations that they get at the Academy Awards is special effects. I also noticed that they're coming out with a new Godzilla film this winter. Godzilla Minus Zero. I went and saw the first one, Minus One, when it came out, and it took me by surprise to see that it won the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, especially with only a $15 million budget.
It's unbelievable how they did it. That's my number one most favorite Godzilla movie.
I didn't even realize 90% of the movie was pure CGI. I thought there were a lot of sets that they built for it, but I didn't realize most of it was just pure CGI, which is why I believe they won the award. I mean, just the teaser trailer I saw for the upcoming film, it Godzilla is bigger and he shows up in New York, so I'm sensing a lot more destruction physics that the animators have to work with.
Speaking about Godzilla, I remember when I was about 6 years old, the first Godzilla movie that I saw was the 1997 one, the American Godzilla.
Oh, that
Yeah,
one?
that that one that is the most hated one, I think, or the most. Yeah. Now looking back, I remember when I saw it the first time, I think it was, this is so great. There's no topping this one. But then I rewatched it 10 years later and thought, oh, this doesn't look so great anymore.
I just see it as a fun movie. My unpopular opinion is that the movie's okay. It's one of those movies to watch on a rainy day when you have nothing else to do. Yeah, the story is weak and the design of the character is it doesn't do justice to the Japanese films, but it's a fun movie to watch either way. I do think
Yeah,
the American Godzilla films have gone downhill because you had the 1998 film, then you had the 2014 Godzilla film. That one was very good. And then they just kept making sequel after sequel, and they became unserious about the character. they turned it into the Marvel verse of Godzilla movies.
Yeah, that was a bit confusing. The one where Ghidorah gets revived as the big robot. I thought that was a bit BS.
The new Empire film, the entire time I was watching the movie, I just thought this is just Planet of the Apes but with giant monkeys and giant lizards and also a
True.
bunch of anti-gravity BS. I'm interested to see what Supernova's gonna look like, especially since it stars the late Sam Neill. I wonder what kind of role he has in that movie.
Oh, actually, that just reminded me. Yes, like dinosaur movies. There's a new dinosaur movie that's coming up. That's not Jurassic World for once. It's the end of Oak Street. I'm really looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that, and I think I'd want to see that movie as well. I'm not the biggest fan of dinosaurs, but I do like the Jurassic Park franchise, so I might go see that one.
I haven't heard about this one, but looks great. Looking at the trailer right now. Yeah, it's great to see something dinosaur related for once that isn't linked to Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
something
true.
more original.
Oh, have you guys seen Forest Fire 101's upcoming film? He posts a lot of status updates on Instagram and it looks absolutely incredible.
I haven't heard about this. Force Fire 101?
Yeah, he's a great animator.
He's the OG animator.
His quality is
No,
on like the absolute next level. It's actually ridiculous.
I think he's best known for the duck song.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah, but unfortunately he made an AI short film at one point named Batman always tries to kill himself, and that was like a little downgrade for him. I don't know why he used AI, but it looks very shitty and people notice that.
hmm. I only
But
last
it,
saw
I think,
his I only last saw his videos when he remade the Duck song, but in real life.
this Forest Fire was a great inspiration for me and has always been. It brings a lot of great memories when I watched his older videos back in the day. Great to see he's still active.
I always like it when I see childhood YouTubers I used to watch still being active and making stuff. Kind of like you, Yuho, when I was watching your videos several years ago. I came across your videos probably around the same time you made your Lego airplane disaster the first time. Kind of took a
Ah,
break for a while and then stumbled across it again during the pandemic with the oil rig disaster. So
yeah.
it's rewarding to see people that I've been following for years still so tied to their interests and still making content like that.
Yeah, it's hard to let go of this hobby or a job when you've got made them over a 10 years, and then you just want to hold on to it.
Hmm.
I think the oil rig disaster was one of the videos that got me to watch as well. Like the thumbnails of your videos back then, you hope like sorry, like the oil rig and the bridge. Those were the ones that I looked at the most because like you just look at the thumbnail and there's so many Lego bricks there. It looks super cool.
I feel like I need to upgrade my sets as well and add more scale to it. Because, I mean, with the Mars short film I made, I still have the original sets I made for those ships, mainly saving it up for an interview I might be doing for the film festival I got selected for. Those models that you saw in the video, they're only less than 6 inches. Especially the one with the satellites lining across the Earth. That entire model is only like 3 inches tall. But then again, it leaves room for a lot of macro photography to get a lot of the details of even those tiny models. So I'm kind of proud of that.
I need to be at work in 1 hour, and it's an half an hour commute there, so I still have about 15 minutes to talk about something.
All right.
How about mocks, like custom builds? Where do you guys get your ideas for that from?
Google Images.
Hmm. Same here, kind of. Or just places that I've been to. Or just very bland interior sets that I've made. But most of my sets, I guess, come from places I've photographed before, or even real life locations. Like my most
Was it the film that you showed us actually that uh the one about Mars, there's a shot on Earth where there's a bunch of people at this big building with the dome. I was gonna guess, is that the Griffith Observatory?
that's the capital.
Oh, that's the Capitol. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so I have an architecture set of the US Capitol, so I just made some modifications to it. I've never been to LA, so I've never been to the Griffith Observatory.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, California, I really have no desire to go to in the near future. It's from Americans' perspective, LA doesn't sound the best to us. It's complicated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But what I was gonna say is my recent feature film, The Demon of Old Andy Bridge, that set was inspired because I live only half an hour away from a bridge that looks exactly like that. And it's a quote unquote haunted bridge. It's nicknamed Goatman's Bridge over in Denton, Texas. And yeah, I looked at Google Images and made a full-scale model of the bridge for Lego characters. I think in my opinion, that's the biggest set that I've personally made for my movies.
How sturdy was the bridge that you made? Because you had a lot of action going on it, and then it gave way at one point. But did you make it like it was supposed to be a strong bridge, or was it flimsy?
So the first model of the bridge was at the very start of the film. It was actually a bit smaller than the fight at the end. That one was more flimsy than the set I made toward the end of the film because it was only two layers of flat pieces, which was strong enough to animate characters walking on, but for the fight scene at the end, the bridge that I made it was a full block thick, so that one was pretty sturdy. Of course, that came down to problems of actually breaking the bridge apart for the scene when the bridge was collapsing. So I had to really just think, okay, do I be technical about this or do I just start breaking pieces and just see where that goes?
Speaking about bridges, in my video like bridge disaster, uh, originally I had planned that I was going to film the collapsing of the bridge in bigger scale and not use any miniatures, but in the middle of shooting, the bridge gave away and it it basically broke down so badly I couldn't fix it, and then I had to make a decision that I'm going to film this in miniature, the collapsing scenes. But it it was too ambitious thing to film because I couldn't control the collapsing of the bridge because it would it would have required big rigging and some other elements, so it wouldn't look so poor and collapse so quickly. It, it was a bad idea.
I kind of ran into that similar problem when I was filming the bridge collapse. I had to be I had to rely mainly on cinematography for that scene because filming a big scale collapse like that, I was mainly relying on just close ups. Yes, there was a shot where I did construct something smaller for it, but yeah, controlling animation like that with something big collapsing under physics, that takes that needs to take a lot more planning to do than just than just doing it on the spot and just seeing what happens.
I think a safe bet is just uh, light a bridge on a blue or green screen and film it that way, the collapsing parts.
Or film it live action.
Yeah, that works as well.
And of course, with Lego bricks, you'd have to set it up and have something to start the collapse. Otherwise, it's gonna look like somebody just threw a ball at it and it collapsed.
Yeah.
With like a big bridge collapsing, though, I can't imagine the amount of masking you'd have to do with that. Like that would be so incredibly painful.
Oh, yeah. If you were using fishing wire for it, it would have been a bit easier. But for bigger pieces with rigging, yeah, that would be a lot of erasing.
I think it would need an overhead like a structure or some frame on top of the bridge and use fishing lines work well and use those to control the collapse. But yeah, a lot of rigging.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, you did mention Hunter cinematography, like you just put the camera somewhere smart and looks cool. I think that was one thing I definitely noticed with older animator Tom Joe twins. I think this one shot that they had in their alien invasion movie, that was pretty cool. It was this shot of the freeway when the guy's going to work, and they didn't do it as like a miniature. They did it as it's like an actual real scale. They used a bunch of cars for it, but they had the camera positioned so that it doesn't go too far offset, and they can move all the cars freely without running out of set space.
Once again, one of my favorite childhood channels.
13
Indeed.
years since their last upload. Oh my gosh.
And fun fact, they were actually announcing just before they stopped that they were gonna make a Lego Godzilla as well. I think they announced it on like Twitter or Facebook, but they never got around to doing it.
Oh yeah, the lighting in this looks so nostalgic. This is actually pretty decent.
I'm not sure how they make it actually like that smooth. I'm guessing that they used possibly higher frame rate. It looks to me as if it's around 20 FPS. Looks
Yeah,
a bit
that's
higher
what
than
it seems
15.
to look like. Oh yeah, this freeway
But
scene is, oh my gosh,
yeah,
it's
it's
crazy.
cool, right?
Yeah.
And using all the old Lego sets as well.
Mm-hmm.
That fuel tanker is definitely my favorite. Set 3180.
This guy's in the same business suit my character wears.
Well, on the topic of other animators, I think I've suggested this to you before, but you could try definitely get Alexander Studios onto the podcast. He's still extremely active, and the quality of his videos gets better every video, and it's like incredible now.
Yeah,
I think Alexander. Oh yeah,
he's
go ahead.
yeah, he's one channel that I definitely remember, like the Lego train crash with the robbery.
Yeah, that one was very popular.
I did find I found one stop motion channel on Instagram. It was Crazy Tate Studios. I tried contacting him, but he hasn't responded back yet, but I will definitely try Alexander Studios if we can.
What was the name of the channel? Crazy what?
Crazy T8 Studios.
Oh, dude, Alexander posted again. I just noticed. I just clicked on his channel. He posted 7 hours ago.
Yeah, I need to
What?
binge watch those videos.
Lego water park. That looks crazy. I'm definitely gonna watch this later.
Yeah, if I can.
Like you can take a. Go
You're
ahead.
saying? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say his upload schedule is like incredible for the quality of his videos. Like he's making 5, 8, 9, 12 minute videos, and he's uploading about every 3-ish months.
Yeah, his last one was only 4 months ago.
He's doing this like as a full-time job, I think, because this upload schedule is it's incredible because he has such a great level of detail in his videos and large sets.
Yeah,
I wonder if
I'm looking at this
if he
Lego
has
water park video. There are So many sets involved in this. This just looks crazy.
He must have some help with some parts making these films.
Yeah, definitely a
He does have a
Patreon
lot of
involved.
he's definitely got a lot of very professional equipment. I think it was at the end of Lego Metro Subway Chase. He had some BTS footage, and he's got some crazy rigs like multiple tripods, studio lights, and professional background. Uh, the what's that lens called? The very long one.
The probe lens.
Yeah, the probe lens. That shot with the one in the airplane, the Lego airplane, that one was crazy. The one at the beginning with
Yeah,
the probe lens.
yeah, the opening shot. That is a dream lens that I really want, because I've been struggling with close-up shots recently with my new equipment, because I have full frame Canon R8 and I have a 35 millimeter macro lens, and you can only get like a half shot of Lego minifigure, and compare it to my older camera Canon M6 Mark II, and I had 28 millimeter macro lens, I could get full Raimo's face on the shot, and that would be extreme close up. So if I had a probe lens, that wouldn't be a problem, because with probe lens you can get very close, even with full frame cameras. And yeah, it's a very expensive lens, but a man can dream.
It's super slim as well. Like you wouldn't have to redesign so many sets to get the camera closer. You could just
Yeah,
stick the lens
exactly.
on.
You can get so many creative shots, like going through a window without breaking the set around you. And yeah, that's a fantastic lens.
Got to start investing for sure.
Need
I'm
to start
surprised
saving some.
with I'm surprised with my own phone. I can get really good close-up shots of minifigures. Mainly also because I just learned how to do manual focus.
Oh yeah, that's very helpful with the phone. Do you also use Stop Motion Studios app?
Yes, I use Stop Motion Studio.
Yeah, that's definitely the goated app for mobile. I have seen as well pictures online of you can get like lenses for your phone. I'm not sure how good they are because I've never used them, but
Mm,
they look pretty interesting.
I got one once where you could supposedly look at the moon through it, but it didn't really work so well because you gotta put it on this clip, attach it on your phone, and somehow line it up with one of the several cameras you have on your phone.
Oh jeez.
So they don't really work that well with phone, but
Do you take
other
pictures like pressing on the screen, or do you have like a remote or something?
I press the button on the screen. I should get a
Yeah,
remote though.
I was about to suggest to you for that. There's a cheaper alternative to do it. If your phone allows you to take a picture while holding the audio buttons, you can connect wired earphones and take a picture remotely like that. I used to do it like that.
Oh, I'm lear- I'm learning more from I'm learning more from you. I mean, you gave me you gave me an idea for the sound effects earlier in my Mars film, and now a technique of using a remote, because I do run into a couple problems with clicking the button on my screen because sometimes I'm so close to my camera that there are times in the reflections of certain surfaces in my sets you can actually see the shadow of me very faintly moving around as I'm filming.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a problem. And also the fact that when you touch the phone, if you don't have it secured well, it can nudge the camera a little bit.
Funny enough, I've been using the same custom phone holder for like the last 5 years, 5, 6 years. I literally have a small dark gray base plate, and I have 3 studs of 2 Legos stacked on top of each other, and then I just set my phone in between them.
I see.
Speaking about remote shooting with a camera, when I got myself Dragon Frame software, I also got myself the numpad, or the control pad that they sell, and it came very handy recently because it's Bluetooth connected, and I had, because my space in my studio is very limited with a lot of lights around the set, I had a long focal length shot in my Lemonade Massacre video. It's the opening shot where Raimo drives on the road, and since there's a great distance between the camera and the moving subject, when I had the control pad, I could just press it like remotely, and I was close to the set itself, so I wouldn't have to run back and forth between the camera and the set, and that saved a lot of time for me. It's a great thing, great investment.
I had that exact problem actually with the remote thing where you gotta run back and forth from set. It's super annoying because, well, a laptop's bulky and that's what you tether it to for the software, and sometimes you can't just put the laptop on set because, well, it's massive. I found a way though, because I don't have the remote control and I don't want to like get it shipped. I didn't get it with the bundle, so it would cost more for me to ship it. So my DIY solution was you can actually plug in a keyboard to your laptop, like an external keyboard, and just bring the keyboard. If it's got a super long cable, I just bring the keyboard with me and just press the enter button at the end of the set.
Yeah, that works as well. Yeah, in my case, I basically, my camera was basically on the other side of the room, and the set was like 5 meters away. So it would have needed, I would have needed a very long cable for the keyboard. So a Bluetooth connected controller, that was a saving many minutes for me.
I can't wait for that Lemonade Stand Massacre video to come out because, especially with me voice acting in it, I can't wait to record the other lines I gotta do for it.
Yeah, it's looking very promising right now. At this very moment, I'm filming, not spoilers if actually, Hunter, you have read the script, but I don't know if Twiddy has read the script. But yeah, there's going to be a scene where Raimo goes full bunkers when he gets scammed at the lemonade stand, and
Oh
he's
yeah.
basically now, he picked up M4 assault rifle. It's originally it was a shotgun that was Raimo was going to use, but I didn't have brick arms for the shotgun, and I couldn't find one, so I just went with the M4, and
Oh
at the
my
moment he's
gosh.
blasting. He started blasting, and I had a new invention for the muzzle fire, because when I used last time I used Lego weapons, I think it was in the tunnel disaster, or was it the Raimo Klaus? I don't remember, but I just used to make the muzzle flash in After Effects, but now I just replaced with the red and yellow studs, and I lit them up with the light-tailing LED light, and it looks it suits better for the stop motion, and
Yeah?
it saves time for me not to replace those with VFX shots. But yeah, at the moment, Raimo is dumping magazines on the lemonade stand at the moment, and it's a very big massacre.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
there's one problem that I'm afraid of, because this video is summer themed, because it's very hot summer. So it has to come out in August, because if I upload it on September, I'm afraid it's going to be too late for that video, because the summertime is, I think it's going to affect the performance. It needs to come out August, because I think that counts as a summertime. So I need to hurry up. And for that reason, I hired a sound designer for this
Oh.
video. Yeah, it's the same guy who made the sounds for My Lego Summer Car episode 4, the Arttu guy. Yeah, he's a talented guy, and he creates immersive soundscapes. So I'm glad I got some help with this video.
My advice, if you can't upload it in August, there's a holiday in September in the United States called Labor Day, which is about like the first week of September. That usually marks the end of summer for us.
Oh shit! Thanks for the notice because the majority of my audience are from the US. So you say the first week of September.
First week, September 7th.
September
So,
7th. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
September
think
7th, that's when Labor Day's at. So if you can upload it before that time, that'll be good.
but September 7th. Yeah, it's Monday. So I think it has to come out either 4th or 5th September. That's the deadline.
Yeah,
Because those days are the best days to upload a video. So thanks for the notice.
you're
I'll keep
welcome.
that in mind. That's perfect. Thank you.
Well, of course, I have confidence that you can get it done earlier. And for that, I'm gonna tie this to a close. Thank you both so much for joining this episode. Yeah, there were moments where awkward silences and trying to figure out what to talk about and me talking for a majority of it, but this was really fun and we should do this again.
Yeah, most
Absolutely. And
definitely.
I hope you get more like Alexander with us. That would make the talk a
Unfortunately,
much more.
Alexander doesn't have an Instagram, so I might just have to
Mm,
reach out to him via YouTube comments, but we'll see where that goes.
yeah. But if you find another Quest people to join us, that would be very welcome.
Mm-hmm. Twid, thank you for joining today. I can't wait to see what sort of projects you have in mind for the future, even though it has been a while since your last video.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, alright, well, thank you all for watching this episode of Hunter's Real World, and we will see you all again next time.
Thank you. See ya.